Hello all, welcome back to this 4 days of JavaScript workshop. Okay, so it is a continuation of last 2 days workshops. What last 2 days we have completed it except Wednesday. So we have completed the last 2 days in Mondays and Tuesday. Today is going to be Thursday, the third day of the workshop. We're just going to complete the remaining basics things in JavaScript. Okay, to go, we're going to see about loops and other concepts that we're going to discuss. Okay, that's what the one thing that we're going to discuss. Okay, let me wait for 1 or 2 minutes to other people to join. And if you connected with the live, just tell your name or just tell hi in the chat box. Let me know. Okay, so within 2 minutes we will start it. Good evening, Rohit. Okay. Okay, so if you are someone is new here, I just want to say a short introduction about this JavaScript beginner to advanced. Hi, hi Adira. So the JavaScript beginner to advanced is it's a 4 days of workshop. So if you watched the last 2 days, that is fine. If you haven't watched the last 2 days, then probably you can watch it now, no problem. So this is for the beginner level workshops, like those who are don't know about JavaScript and want to know, so like want to do something in JavaScript and want to explore JavaScript, want to kickstart yourself with JavaScript, then you can just watch this workshop. This will be really grateful. Okay, so each and every day we will provide you an attendance form. You just want to fill the attendance form. If you fill the attendance forms, you will get the participation certificate. It's completely free. You don't want to do anything, just you need to fill the attendance forms, just make presence in all the 4 days. That's what you need to do. And you will get an certification, and also you will get posted by an ability or in the LinkedIn. Okay, so he will tag you and he will post it. Okay, so that is a huge online presence that you can get into in LinkedIn. Okay, so good evening all, good evening all. Okay, so those who all are watched, like those who all are not watched the previous 2 days classes. Okay, so still you have time. You can go for the videos and you can watch the previous 2 day classes, and you can able to find out the live chat. Okay, so the live chat is already it's still available. Okay, it will be available for few the entire week. It will be available. I'm not sure whether it is available for the entire week or not, but it will be there. Okay, so you can just have a look into it. Okay, just have a look into it and fill the previous 2 days attendance form. You don't want to worry about that. If we are watching right now only, you don't want to worry about that. So if you don't fill any attendance form previously, just go now and watch it. After this 1 hour is completed, go and watch the previous 2 days of live class and search for the attendance that will be shared in the live chat. It will be available, and just fill the live chat. Once it is enabled, just fill it down all the 2 attendance form and just submit it. Okay, that's fine. So if you filled all the 4 attendance form, you will get the certification and all other things. Okay, okay, that's it. So we will get started with our work, and we have some more topics to complete. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, okay. Yes, that is why NSR creatives, like if you haven't watched the previous day classes, the recordings, it is live. The recordings is all available in the YouTube one. Okay, so you can just go for all the 2 days of previous in Mondays and Tuesday. The recordings is available, and also the live chat is also enabled. Okay, once you watch the video, you can able to see the live chat also that is enabled, and you just go and you can find out the previous days to attendance form. You can fill it, and also you can watch the entire video to get some good understanding to from the beginning itself. Okay, that's what it is. And this is the screen that I will come to often to see your comments and to see your feedbacks and to see your doubts and everything, and I will answer to it. So let make us much more interactive. So whatever the doubts that you have, whatever you want to tell to here, just tell you to here, I will take into it. Okay, that's it. Cool. So let me get start first of all. Okay, so this is the folder that we are working with. Okay, this is a folder that we are working with. Just to open it with here. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, so the last previous day classes we have discussed about what is methods and what is functions and what is objects. We completed the data types and everything. Okay, so the remaining two basic concepts that we need to discuss is going to be the conditional statements. Okay, let me increase my font. Yeah. Okay, it is going to be the conditional statements. We have the topic is remaining, and we're going to have loops. It is also remaining, and we're going to have iteration, we need to understand what is iteration. That will really helpful to the project that we're going to done in the next tomorrow. Okay, so that is what it is. So let us go and see about what is conditional statements, and then we come up with the remaining balance things. Okay, so now I just go here and I just open it with the live server, an extension that is going to show a file. Okay, so now, yeah, it is port is listening and it is open for us, and this is our file that we are working with. Okay, so this is our file that we are working with. So what is going to be conditional statement? What is conditional statement? So conditional statement is nothing but, okay, based on the condition, if you want to execute a certain code, okay, based on a condition, if you want to execute a certain code, then you can use this conditional statement. So depends upon the flow of code, okay, depends upon the condition based upon whether it is true or false, like that. For example, if a coin is tossed, okay, so if it is hit, the coin, it's hit, it is tossed, and it is we will get hit, then we just want to bat. And if it is it is going to be tail, and just we need to bow it. So how can we, how that same thing, the same logic is going to be. So if I'm looking for a condition, if a condition is just get paused, then I just want to write some code. And if it is failed, then I want to write some code. For example, if a user gives a valid name and a valid password, then I need to allow him. If he gives an invalid name and invalid password, then I need to show him an alert message, right? That's like that. Okay, so that is all things happens because of conditional statements. So in conditional statements we have four things. One is if, another one is else. Okay, another one is if else, and we're going to have, sorry, else if, and we're going to have switch statement. Okay, so these are all the four statements. So first we will go with if statement. So what is if statement? So let us see first of all what is the syntax. So for creating if statement, we just want to use if, and we just want to say like this. And what we have written, let me explain. If is going to look for a condition, and that condition we will write inside this parenthesis. Okay, so this if keyword is going to looking for a condition, and if that condition we will write in this parenthesis. If the condition is true, okay, if the condition is true, then the following code will be executed. If the condition is false, then the code will not execute. For example, I'm going to say 1 is greater than 8. 1 is greater than 8. So what is the value of it? It is going to be false, right? So now I just claim here and I just do inspect, go for the console, and here I just ask for console.log. If it is true, then type true. Okay, if it is true, then type true. Okay, that's what it is. So if a condition is becomes true, then we need to type the true. Okay, if I just click it, you can able to see there is not. And if it is going to be, right now it is false because 1 is not greater than 2. So right now I just going to change the condition, 1 is less than 8 or not. It is true. Now if I run it, you can see we are getting true. So if the condition is true, if a condition is true, then the following code will be executed. Okay, so check for a condition. If the condition is true, and it will be updated. Just a minute. Okay, that's what it is. So now right now we just working for one probability, right? If it is true, then code execute. What if it is false? Then I just want to execute another code. So let me discuss with some logic. I just going to create some variable. I just going to say let coin equal to, and here I just going to say hit. Okay, so now what I'm asking here in this condition, I'm going to compare those values. I just going to say coin is triple equal to is equal to head. If the value of the coin is head, then I want to tell that like this. Okay, this is what it is. If it is not, then it will not execute. If I run it, you can see right now we are getting bad. So if I just change the value of head to something like, I just say to logic, I just going to say tail like this. Now it will check for the condition. So the value is not equal to tail. So it is going to return anything. So what happened? If it is true, I just want to write this. What if it is false? Then what I want to write? So for that, you can use this else statement. So here I just going to say else. So this else will check for, it will wait for the condition to check. If it is true, then this code will be executed and the else code will be ignored. And if it is false, then this code will be ignored, the if code will be ignored, and the else code will be executed. Okay, so here I just going to say console.log. If it is false, I just want to say bound, like this. And if I just save it, you can see now we are getting bound. And if I check for head, so now it is equal to true, we are going to get bad. Okay, so this is how we need to write the conditional statement combining two things. So what if I want to combine, like if I want to check for a multiple condition, what I want to do it? Okay, so what can we do with? For example, I have, let us take an example as traffic light. Okay, I just going to say color. Okay, so here we're going to get some colors. So based on the color they are going to give, I just want to write a condition. So we know that if it is red in our traffic, like the traffic light, what we need to do? We need to stop, right? We need to stop the vehicle and we need to wait for the next signal to come, right? And we know that we not only going to get like two probability, right? So head or tail or one or two, like that we are not going to get. We're going to get more probability. You're going to have four colors: red, green, yellow, and nothing. Okay, so there are three colors is that. So I need to check for all the three colors. If it is red, I need to tell stop. If it is green, I need to tell like ready. And if it is going to be, sorry, if it is green, I just want to go, and yellow is going to be ready. And that's what I need to do it. And if no color is there, I just want to show like temporary unavailable, right? Like that I want to show it. How can I write like this logic? So for that only we need to use else if statement. Okay, so for multiple checking condition, so right now I'm going to check if the color is red, then you need to run not coin, I just want to change color. If the color is triple equal to red, then you need to tell stop. So what if the color is green? Now I just want to write another statement. Okay, if else okay. So here I just going to give another condition. If the color is triple equal to green, if not not going to be red, but if it is equal to green, okay, then I want to say console.log. I just want to say for green, what I want to do, I just want to go. This is what I need to do. And if I save it now, you can see now we are getting go. So what is happening is first what will happen means when JavaScript started to read the line, it will check for this condition, whether it is true or not. It is true, then this code will be executed and all the following code will stop its execution. Okay, will stop its execution. But if it is false, then what happened? It will fall back to the next condition to check. So what is the next condition? That is what the else if do. So multiple checking condition, a ladder of condition that we can do. So it is fall back into the next condition. Here I'm checking for color is triple equal to green. Then you need to tell like console.log go. Same like that, I need to check another condition. So I'm just going to copy, paste, and here instead of green, I just going to say yellow. Okay, and here I just going to say ready, like this. So now what we have done, we have let color is equal to green, and it is going to check for here. If it is true, the code will execute, all the following code will be ignored. And if it is false, it will go for the next code and it will check for it. Now it is true, so all the following code will be just ignored. So now if I make this to yellow, now we will get ready. So like this, it will check for the condition. True means go inside and just ignore everything. False means just go back and check for the all the condition. So likewise, it will check it. But now what I'm going to do, I just want to check for like what if some other color is killed. So other than red, other than green, other than yellow, some other color like gray, like blue, some other color is there. What I need to do, or those colors are not valid color. So for that color, I just going to say else. So this else statement, it will run only all the conditions, only if all the conditions are false. Okay, it will check for all the condition. If everything is false, okay, if everything is false, then we need to run this code. Console.log. I just want to say error, invalid color, like this. And now I just going to give red. It is going to, it is not caps. I just want to say caps letter. I just say it is going to be red. It is going to be stop. And if it is going to be green, it is going to be go. If it is going to be yellow, it is going to be, it is going to be ready. And if I just going to say some other color, and it is going to be invalid. So it is going to be error invalid data. Okay. Likewise, it is going to be show for us. Okay. So this is what conditional statements. And switch statement. Okay. Switch statement, it is used to, okay, the switch statement, it is used, sorry, it is used to, it is used for the syntactic sugar of this one. Okay, so here we will write so much of code, right? So much of brackets, so much of open curly brace and closing curly brace, so much of keywords we need to use. And switch statement is a syntactic sugar for this code. Okay, for this code. So before seeing the switch statement, we go and work with some DOM operation. Okay, because we haven't discussed the DOM yet. So we'll discuss some DOM and we will do some practice with the DOM and apply this code, and we will come up with some traffic lights. Okay, let me see. So first, so let us keep the JavaScript code aside and let us go and use DOM. Let us see about DOM. Okay, so what is DOM operation? Okay, so DOM, it is used to document object manipulation. Okay, so this will be really helpful. This is going to be really helpful to get to work with this output. Like whenever I want to change anything in my web page, I just want to use this DOM operation, and then only I just want to work with it. Okay, so that is why this DOM is going to be helpful. And in DOM operation, there are several categories is there. So the first category is going to be grabbing an HTML element. Okay, so why we need to grab an HTML element? Remember that what is the use case of style sheet? So the style sheet is used to style the things. So if I want to apply a background color for like background element, so then what I want to do, first I need to grab an element. Which element I need to give a background? I just want to grab that element and I just want to give the value to it, and I just give property to it and just want to give the value to it, right? So this is what I need to do. Same like that, if I want to change, if I want to manipulate anything, then I need to grab that element, right? And then I want to grab that element and then I want to change it. Okay, so how can we grab that element? So the grabbing an element is basically of three types. One is based on their ID, and another one is based on their class, and another one is based on their tag. Okay, so same like in CSS, how will you fetch select an element based on ID, class, and tag? Same like that here also the selectors are going to be ID, class, and tag. Based on the ID, based on the class, and based on the tag, you'll be going to select it. So now we're going to discuss about how to grab an element based on their ID only. Okay, so the tomorrow's class and we will discuss how to select with other things. Okay, so right now we're going to discuss about how to fetch an element based on their ID. Okay, so for getting an element, okay, so to fetch an element based on their ID, we have a method. Okay, with the help of this method, so the DOM is nothing but it is also an object. Okay, so there are some properties and methods we can able to use it, and we can able to manipulate, we work with this inner HTML. Okay, so to do this, okay, yes, yes, Greg, you will get it. Okay, you will get it. The while loops are there, do while loops are there, everything we will, if we completed the application today, we will see the loops also. The looping concept is that. So the three concepts are left: looping, do while loop, everything will be explained either today or tomorrow. We will complete it. Okay, so let's see that. So how to get an element based on their ID. So for that, I need to give an ID, right? So what I'm going to do in my input tag, in my HTML tag, it is going to give an input, okay, and it is going to have type text, and it is going to give an ID, and this is going to be demo. Okay, I giving a name it as demo, or we can give a name it as name, like this. And if I save it, or for here, I just going to give the ID as color. Okay, like this, and you can see there. And if I want to style it, how can we style it? We will use a number sign, and we will use color, we will use color, and I just want to give, for example, the height. Okay, height, I just want to give 120 pixel. You can see very big like this. So like this, we will change the style of it, right? Same like that. First here, what I want to do, I just want to fetch the element based on their ID. So what is the method that is available to grab an element based on their ID? So we have a method called document. You need to call the document is the object. Okay, it's the DOM object, and you need to call get element by ID. So this is the method. Don't think it is very huge. It's just in simple English. So you're going to get an element by using their ID. That's what it is. Document is going to be the object, and get element by ID is the method. Okay. So here you need to tell what is the ID that you want to grab from HTML. So what is the ID? It is going to be color, right? You just want to simply tell color. You don't want to use number sign and everything. You just want to simply tell color here. Okay. And now what I'm going to do, I just going to store whatever I'm getting. Okay, whatever I'm getting, the element. Okay, I'm going to store it in a variable. I just going to say this is going to be input. Okay, so I created a const input variable, and document.get element by ID is going to be the ID that we're going to fetch it from the HTML, and we're going to store it here. Okay, inside this input tag. And now I need to check whether I successfully grabbed the element or not. If it is any error or anything, we don't know, right? So we need to check it whether I successfully grabbed or not. So for that, I just going to debug my code. I just going to say console.log, and here I just going to say input. Okay, and I'm asking for it. You can see we are getting the entire HTML tag. So we successfully grabbed our element. So now what we want is, I don't want the entire element. I just want only one thing. Okay, you can able to see this one like type ID, right? So what all are they? So they are called as attributes, right? So they are called as attributes. Type ID, they are attributes. They will give some additional information. They will give us some additional information, sorry, about the tags, right? That's what attribute is. And now what I want is, I want the attribute. So how can I get this attribute? Simply, so whenever you are getting an element, okay, so now the element is also is like an object only. Okay, so you can just give a dot, and if you want the attribute, type attribute, you need to know what is the type of that particular element. Just say type and save it, and you can see we are getting the type of the attribute. And now I just going to say, instead of type, I just want the what is the ID of the particular element. If I ask for it, you can see the ID is going to be color. Same like that, in input tag we have an attribute that is going to be the value attribute. We have an attribute that is going to be the value attribute, and this value attribute is going to have the information about whatever the user is giving in this input tag. In this value attribute only it will go and store. So by default, if I just give, like for example, I just give red. Okay, and if I save it, you can see it will comes here. So by default it will comes here. So what I'm going to do, I just going to leave this value attribute as empty. If you don't write it also, that is also fine. But whatever the user is going to give it here, whatever the user is going to give it here, it is going to be stored inside this value attribute. And now I just want this value only. I want the value only, right? So what I'm going to do, what I just going to do, so it is also an attribute. I just ask for value, and here if I ask for it, right now it is an empty string, so that is why you are getting empty. And now if I add something, okay, so if we add something, we can able to get something. So before that we need to do something. So what is that? So we need to add an event listener to it. So what is mean by event listener? Well, whenever we are interact with the website change dynamic, right? So that interaction is called as event. Okay, so if I click this button, I need this value. So for that I need to add and click event for this button. So how can we add it? Let me see that one first. Okay, so for that, anything that you want to do in JavaScript, first you need to grab the element. So right now we know how to grab an element based on their ID. So let us go and add an ID to the button. It is going to say ID is going to be btn. Okay, it is going to be the button. And now in this app.js, it is going to say const btn equal to, what is the method that we need to use? It is going to be document.get element by ID, and here I just want to say it is going to be btn. And now let us ask it in the console.log what is btn. Now you can able to see this is the button we successfully fetched. So the next thing what we need to do, we need to add an event listener to it. Like it need to respond to a click event, right? If someone clicks it, it need to run something, or if someone double click it, it need to do something. If someone mouse over it, it need to do something. If someone drag it, it need to do something. Like these kind of things that we need to, this is all called as event listeners. So I need to add an event listener to it. So to adding an event listener to an element, we have a method. So what is the method is, we have, first we need to, which element that you want to add an event listener, you need to call the element. So right now this element, this button element is in my btn. So I just want this one. Okay. Btn dot, you just want to give a dot and just want to use a default method called add event listener. So this method is going to helpful in adding the event listener to the element. So this method, it takes two parameters. It is going to take two parameters. The first parameter is going to be what the event, what is the event that the button element need to respond for. So in my case, it is going to be click. So click event, it is what, for that event only, the button element need to respond to it. And the second parameter is going to be a function. So if the click event is happened, what need to run? What I just want to run it. So that's what it is. So here I just going to say this is going to be a function, and that function, if someone clicks the button, this function is going to be run. So the button, with the help of add event listener, this event listener is going to be attached with the button. If someone go and click this button, then the function will be invoked, and we know that by calling the function name, the function will be invoked. And here we don't want to call the function. If someone clicks it, it is going to invoke it. So here I just want to say, if someone clicked the button in the console, I just say I am clicked, like this. And if I save it, let us go for it. Now the event listener is added to the button. If someone clicks the button, this function is going to be run, and in the function I just return console.log I am clicked. So if I click it, you can see we are getting I am clicked. So based on the interaction, if someone clicking, based on the interaction, we are doing something. So now what I want, I don't want this I am clicked. If someone clicks the button, I need the value. I need the value that the user entered in this input box. So what can I do? Well, I just remove this console.log, and we have this input box, right? I just paste it here. So once the function, if someone clicked the button, it is go and get the input tag. It is go and get the input tag. And what I want is the value inside this input tag. So I just going to say const value equal to input dot value. So I just want a value attribute. So I just going to say console.log what is the value. I think you can able to understand, right? So what is happening here? So event listener is added, and if someone clicks it, this function is going to be executed. And the first line of code, I'm grabbing this input tag, okay? And in the second line of code, I just want the input tags, whatever the value that is inside the input tag, I need to get it, and I need to store inside another variable that is value. And I just want to log it in the console, that is value. Okay, what is the value that the user have? So here I just going to say hello, and if I click it, you can see we are getting what is the user given, what's the user given input we are getting in the console. So now I just going to say like any name, and if I click it, you can able to see we are getting the name of the attribute. So now what I want to do, so if someone gives it, okay, if someone gives it, okay, so I don't want to tell it in the console. I just want to update the name with welcome, and what is the name they have given. I just want to update it here. Instead of welcome all, I just want to say welcome plus, and I just want to tell the name of the person. So how can we do it? Well, here comes the next one. So till now in dump operation, we only discussed about how to grab an element and also how to add an event listener, right? So here what we're going to do, we're going to see how to change an element. Okay, so for changing element, there are three things is there. One is changing the content, changing the content, changing the style, and third one is changing the attributes. There are three things: content, style, and attributes. What is content? Well, this is the content. a h1 tag the content of welcome all, right? So if you want to change the inner text, the inner HTML, the inner content, you can have a method, a property is that you can use it. And if you want to change the style of a particular element, for example, the black color to white color, something like that. If you want to change the style, we have a method. And if you want to change an attribute, for example, the image attribute, SRC attribute, href attribute, any attribute, if you want to change it, that is also we have a method. So in my case, what I want, so if some user gives a name, okay, so the user gives a name, I need to fetch the name. Right now I'm fetched the name and I'm storing it in the value variable. I need to display this value variable by changing the h1 element, right? So for that, first we need to fetch the h1. So let us go here. Let us give an ID as head. Come here and let us add it here. Let us fetch this element. Const head equal to, and I just want to say document dot get element by ID, and I just want to fetch the element called head. Okay, so this is the element I'm going to change. Okay, so now we're going to use the first method, that is how to change the content. For changing the content, we have three methods available to changing the inner content of an element. The one method that we're going to discuss is inner HTML. So with the help of this property, we can able to change the content of an element, the exact same workflow. Fetch the body, so like fetch the element, what is the property that you want to change and what is the value you want to give, you need to give. Same like this is the element that I want to change, so I fetched it. Now I just going to say head, and the property I want to change is, I don't want to change the style, I don't want to change the attribute, I want to change the content. So you need to use an inner HTML property, inner HTML property, and here you just want to give what is the value that you want to change. The value is going to be, it is going to be welcome, okay, give a space plus what is the value that the user is giving. Okay, so that's what I need to change it. So that's it, we have done. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say the name, and if I click it, you can see the value is changed to welcome Harry. And if I just go and here, and if I give like this, you can see we are changing it. So this is what happening whenever you just entered, you given your name, and you can see a sudden pop-up, welcome back, welcome, greetings. The same thing is happening. That's what is happening here. So now what we need to do, so we don't want to change this one. Okay, so based on what is the color they are giving here, okay, based on what the color they are giving here, okay, I just want to change the color in a box. Okay, so first let us do one thing. We don't want to change the color of the box. I just want to change the entire background color based upon what is the color they are giving. Okay, based on what color they are giving, I just want to change the entire background color. Okay, right now the body element is having talisman color, so now we just going to manipulate it. So to changing the style, to changing the CSS property, we have a method called, first you need to select the element, which element that you want to change, you need to select the element, and you need to give a dot, and then you need to use a property called style property, and you need to tell what is the exact property that you're going to change. In style we have so much of property like font size, font, that like so much of things. So we're just going to say we need the background property, background color property I need to change, and what is the value you need to tell it here. So this is what the workflow. So first we need to fetch the entire body. So how can we fetch it? So you, for fetching the root tags like body tag and head tag, you can directly fetch it. You don't want to go for ID and everything. You can use directly, simply like const body document dot body, like this. So it will fetch it. So there is a default method for body tag, and for those things you can directly fetch it like this. So if I ask for what is console.log, what is body, console.log, what is will be body, and if I ask for it, let me click it, you can able to see the entire body tag is fetched. All the element inside this body tag is there. So for this element only, I just want to change the style property. So what is the style property I need to change? This is dot inner HTML is used to change the content. change the inner content. Okay, it is used to change the inner content. And here we're going to change the style for an element. Style for an element. So right now we fetched the element and we store it in a place called body. So that is the element I want to change. I'm just going to say body dot, and what I want to change the CSS property. So I'm just going to use style dot, and here I just want to tell what is the color, what is the property, exact property I want to change. So here it is going to be background color, and in JavaScript it is uses lower camel case. I already mentioned it. You can see the upcoming word is going to be caps and the starting letter is going to be small, and it will follow the lower camel case. Here it follows the kebab case separated by dash, and here it is not separated by dashes. It is have the caps letter before the colors. Okay, and here right now we fetched it. I just want to tell what is the color I want to change. The color is going to be the value given by the input tag, because this based on what is the input they are giving, based on that only I need to change it. So here if I just give red and if I click it, you can see we are changing the color to red. And if I change it to green and if I click it, you can see we are changing the color to green. And if I give yellow, we click it, done. And if we give some other colors, you can see it is not changing, it is stick with the previous one. Okay, so like this. And now here you can use the conditional statement. Okay, so if the color is like you can create an array and check for all the arrays. So we will do those things later. Okay, so that is the three things that we need to do. And whatever color that you want to give, you can give and check it. It will be just go and change for it. Okay, so that is what the manipulation. So right now we have discussed how to fetch an element by their ID, and how to add an event listener to an element, and why the event listener is important. So here we added click event listener. You can add mouse over, you can add mouse enter, you can add so much of event listeners, the double click, like so much of that is their input. You can use it, any one of them, based upon the logic that we want to create, mostly click event, right? So, and here body dot style is going to change the style property of it. The entire body I fetched and store it in a variable called body, and I just want to change the style. Background color is equal to value. So the value, whatever the value that I'm going to give, it is going to change the value according to that. And make sure you are giving in a proper spelling, because based on that only it is going to change. If you give some missed one means, then it will not change it. Okay, so that is the one. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this is what it is. So this is a simple color changing. You can tell it like this is a simple color changing application. Okay. Any other doubts? No, right? Yeah, if you have any doubts, you can ask it here. So this is what it is. And what if I want to change an attribute? Okay. So how can I change an attribute? Let us see that, because let's finish off that also. So what I'm going to do, let us add an image tag here. For here, let us add the image. Okay, and here let me add, let's go for Unsplash, and let us take some royalty free images. Let me add, okay, let me add this one, copy this image and copy this image address and copy this image address, and we paste it here. Let me save it. And now let me give some height and width here. Height 120 pixel, and I don't want to give the width. Yeah, so you can see we having an image, right? Let me put this image bottom of the button like this. So we are having this image. Okay, so what I want to do, the same, if someone clicks it, not only I just want to change the background color or anything like that, right now I just want to change this image to some other image. So what can I do now? So first we need to fetch this image, because this is the one that I want to change. So I just give an ID, and I just going to give an ID as image. Let us go for the app, and here we will fetch what we need to change. I just want to say const image equal to, I just going to say document dot get element ID, that is going to be image. Okay, So this is what. And here, if you want to change an image, there are two ways is that to change an attribute in an image. There are two ways is that. One is call the element, give a dot, and tell what is the attribute that you're going to change. In my case, it is going to be SRC attribute. And here, if I say is equal to SRC, and here tell what is the value that you want to change. For example, I just want to change the value to this one, not this one. Let me change this to this one. Let us copy this image address and let me paste it here. And if I say here, so now let us come here. You can able to see nothing. Once if I click it, you can see the image is changed to another image. So what has happened? The attribute of the image, the SRC is getting changed. So like SRC, you can able to change anything. If you want to change the height, you can change it. If you want to change the width, you can change it. And those things you can able to achieve with the style property also. Okay, you can able to change it. And right now, whatever you want to do, you can do it. Okay, so this is the most common basic interaction that we will use it for most. Okay, like basic interaction. So how to change an inner content of an element, how to change, how to get a value from an input tag. Okay, and how to change the attribute of an element, and how to change the style property of an element. So anything that you want to change it, you can able to change it. So this is the most common properties. Okay, so if you refresh it, everything comes to normal. If I click it, and you can able to see the changes what is happening here in this things and everything. Okay, so now what we can do, okay, so let me comment off this one, okay, and let me comment off this one also. We don't want this one. Here I just going to use the if statement, okay, if condition statement, and I just going to come up with an application. Okay, so I just going to come out of this two. I don't want it. And now what I going to do, okay, I just want to create a box, a container. I just going to create a container. I just going to do dot. Let us make this as ID, and I just say container. Let me make it here, and let us come here. Container, sorry, height equal to 120 pixel and width equal to 120 pixel, like this. Let's make this border 1 pixel solid black, like this. Let us give we don't want it to give it here. I just say text, not here, sorry. So what we can do, give a border radius, and like 30 pixel. Let's make it as a circle, right here. Okay, and margin, okay, top and bottom 5 pixel, left and right 50%, like this. Okay, so now what we need to do, if someone gives red color, I just want to show this is the traffic light. Okay, so if someone clicks it, if the traffic officer clicks this red color, and it is going to show the red. If the traffic officer clicks type green and click it, and it need to show green. If a traffic officer click yellow and click it, it need to show yellow. If a traffic officer gives some other color or any other invalid input and he clicks it, then here I just want to show like stop. This is what I need to do. How can we do it? Let us go here. So right now, this is the value that is we going to get it here, right? So whatever the value the user is going to give, here only we're going to get it. So here I just going to say if, so the value is triple equal to, if it is going to be red, okay, then what I want to do, first we need to fetch this container. So let me fetch this container. I just going to say const Okay, light equal to document dot get element by id. And what is the id that we have given for this box is going to be container. Let me copy this one and we paste it. So now we fetched it, and here what I need to do, light dot style dot background color equal to value. Okay, like this. Okay, now if I save it, if I give red, okay, and if I just click it, you can see we get this red color. But if I give some other color like this, you can see nothing is changed. It is still there, right? So it is still there. So we need to go for 3 colors. So I'm just going to say else if it is not red, but the value is triple equal to green. Okay. Okay. So then I just want to say light dot style dot background color equal to the value. So what is the value they have given? So right now this machine is going to accept 2 things. One is red color and another one is green color. Okay. So the next thing is I just want to do the same thing. Value is triple equal to, let us say yellow, and here I just going to say light dot style dot background color equal to the value. If any other color apart from this is any other color is given, then what I need to show is here in this heading tag, I need to show temporary unavailable. So how can we show it? Well, we already fetched it. Head is here. So I'm just going to say head dot inner HTML equal to out of service. Okay, like this. And next thing what I want to do, and you can able to see, let me do first of all this one. Okay, so here I just give red, and if I enter, red color is open, the traffic officer is done, and green, if I just give green and if I enter, we get the green color. But you can notice one thing is, you can see that the values are still there, right? The values are still there. Every time I need to go and I just want to erase it and I just want to tell the next color. It is going to be yellow like this. And if I click enter, we will get this yellow color. And it is still there. I don't want to still there. Every time once it is updated, I just want to remove it. So what can I do is, here all the function is completed. The process of the function is completed. Simply this one, right? Input is the element. I just want to say input dot value. I just want to fetch the value and I set it as empty string. Again, nothing is going to be. So now if I give red and if I click enter, once the function is run, it just get removed. Now I just go and give green, and if I click it and just give. So what I'm doing, same like that. I'm changing the value attribute to empty string. So it will just get removed. That's what it is. And if I give yellow, okay, if I click it, sorry, I think you can see I made a mistake. So that is why it's sailing out of service. So what is the mistake I have done? You can see I written here, it is in caps. That's why. So you can use some default method to lowercase all the thing, and you can check it like that. Okay. So here I just change it and I just give yellow like this. We will get this yellow, and much more things, much like whatever the other functionality that you want to add, you can add it. And this is how with the simple things you can able to, with the simple things that you can able to give it that. Okay, please explain margin top. Margin top. Okay, great, 16. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so this is how you need to manipulate with, and here you can able to do so much of things. Okay, so we are using the conditional statements. You can see what are the concepts that we have learned, everything that we are using here. So what are the concept? Variables, how to get an element and store it in a variables, adding an event listeners, a function. We discussed about function, what the function can able to do and how it is doing. Again, the variables concepts and how to fetch an element. And right now we discussed about the if else statement and checking for the condition if it is true and do something like that, and we are adding that one and we are removing that, setting that things. So this is how you need to combine whatever we are learning. So okay, so how can I apply this to our learning case and how can we do this, and that thing that you can able to do it here. Okay, so this is the first thing. Just a minute. Okay, okay, let me do another thing. So let us go for the switch statement. Okay, so let me see how the switch statement work. Okay, so we have time. So instead of writing if else this kind of very big syntax and so complicated, not complicated, very easy only, but we have some other alternative too for else if statement. So what are the alternative? So for example, I just come out of all the thing. Okay, I don't want to do anything. I just come out of this one. Count of this one. Okay, all the things I just want to keep it as it is. And here I just going to say, let color equal to, and here I just going to have red. So how can we achieve the same functionality like if else if those things with switch statement? Okay, simply here you need to use switch. Okay, and what is the variable that you're going to compare? I just want the color, and here you need to tell what are the cases. If the color is going to be red, I will explain it once I write the code. Then in the console.log, I just want to say color. I just want to say it is going to be red. Okay, that's it. And the next one is I just want to use a break keyword. Okay, like this. And here I just want to use case green. And here I just want to say console.log. And here I just going to say green, like this. And let us break the statement again. And now the next is going to be the case. This is going to be yellow. And if it is yellow, then in the console.log, I just want to print yellow. Okay, like this. And if it is going to be, I just want to break the statement. Okay. Then if any case is that, then I just want to use all the cases are going to be false. I just want to say it in the console.log, it is going to be default. I just want to say unavailable, out of service, like this. So now let me check it. What is the going to be? You can see we are getting red, and if I change the color to green, you can see we will get the green. If I change the color to yellow, we are getting yellow. And if I give some other colors, you will get out of service, right? So the same functionality, like multiple checking condition, and based on the condition, the code is executing. But how it is working, let me check. So first we are using switch statement, and what is the variable that I want to compare, what I want the variable that I want to check with, I just going to pass it here and I'm checking with here. And cases are the multiple cases that you want to check with, like else if statement. So this is not, then go for that. Like likewise, we are checking it. And here I am checking if the given variable is having the value of red, then in console I need to do it. So instead of console, you can use the DOM property, light dot style dot property background, those things. You can use this statement to do it. And here I am using break keyword. So why this is something new, right? So why I'm using this break keyword is, so the switch statement is very simple and it is look neater when you are working with multiple conditions. So checking and you are working with it is very good and you can able to use it a lot. But the problem with switch statement is doesn't have a control, okay, over what it is writing. For example, if any case becomes true, okay, if any case becomes true, what switch will do means it will go and write all the upcoming cases also. For example, right now I'm just going to comment off this break statement. Okay, without comment, how it will be work. So I'm just going to ask, this is going to be red. Okay, and what we need only red, right? If I run it, you can see we are getting red. Not only red, we are getting green, we're getting yellow, and we're getting out of service too. So what is the issue that we are having? So this is what switch doesn't have a control over what they are executing. So once the case becomes true, once if any case becomes true, it will go and execute all the following code. It is go and execute all the following code without checking the condition. Everything is true. Like that, it will execute it. And if I just change this to red instead of green, you can see right now you check for the condition red, it is false, so it will leave it. It will go for the next condition and check for green. Yeah, it is green, so now it is true. Once it is true, then it will lost its control and it will execute all the upcoming code. So to stop that only, we are using this break keyword. So what is this break keyword will do means it will break down the execution flow. Okay. So wherever you are using this break, once JavaScript read this break keyword, it will just came out from the action that it is doing. It just left it and came out. So now here I just have green color. So what happens means now it will check for the condition. It is red, no false. So I jump into the next condition. It is green. Yes, it is true. So now switch statement lost its control. So it is going to execute all the thing. So first it will read this one. Yeah, it is green. So it is going to print it green. Print it green. You can see we are getting green. And next, it will read break statement. Once JavaScript reads the break statement, it will came out from the flow. So no more execution is going to happen. The switch statement execution stop. That just came out from it. Right? Just stop it and just came out from the execution flow. That's what is happening here. Okay. So same like that. So because of that only we are adding break statement for all. Once you completed the case coding and block of statement, then you need to add this break statement. If you add the break statement, it will be work. And this default one, it is act like an else statement. It will check for all the condition. If any condition is like no condition is becoming true, then it will execute this default condition. It is like the else statement. This one else. How else will work? It will execute like this. Okay, so that's what switch statement it is. Okay, so the only concept remaining left is looping and iteration we're going to discuss about very little about only. So the looping concept and iteration concept we are left with, and tomorrow we will complete looping concept and iteration concept, and also with the help of whatever we learned. Okay, with the help of that, how can we come up with very good application? You can add that in portfolio also. Like that application, how can we come up with? We're going to do that also. If we have enough time, we will do some more thing also. Okay, or else we will come up with some very good beautiful application that will give a whole understanding how the entire web application is works. Okay, so we will discuss that one later in tomorrow's class. Okay, so now hi. So now I just share you the attendance form. Please be in the meet. Okay. So let me share you the attendance form. Everyone fill the attendance form. And once you fill the attendance form, tell it in the chat box. I am filled. I will check whether you have successfully filled or not. Tell your name. Okay. Tell your name in the chat box. I will check it once. Okay. Just a minute. Yeah. Yeah. Just a minute. Yeah, no, not now. Not now. Just fill the attendance form and tell to me. I will cross check it. Okay, not now. Once you filled the attendance form, tell your name in the chat box. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you can fill it. And once you filled it, tell me in the chat box. I will check it whether once you fill down. Yeah. Yes, Shobhan, I have received your form. Yeah. Priyadarshini. Priyadarshini received, completed. Thank you. Priyanka, I think Priyanka Nagaraj, right? So I have received it. Rohit, Rohit. So let us. Rohit, Priyanka, Atira, Priyadarshini, Priyanka Nagraj, and all those people I have received it. Okay. So Shobhan, Pratika, Atira, Priyadarshini, Priyanka Nagraj, and Rohit. All the people who chatted, I have received your form. Okay. All the people who doesn't fill the form, you can fill the form. Okay, and submit the form later. Okay, I will check it. Okay, don't miss the form. If you miss the form, you don't get the certificate. Okay, no? Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you all. Thank you all.